I wish there was a tool or app out there that could track all my various investments that I have, from stocks, dividends, crypto, and even cash and real estate. And trust me, I tried loads. And while there are some great solutions out there, I haven't found one that really covers all of them and that I can easily track online on my browser or on my app on the go. But finally, I may have just found the one that really ticks all these boxes. And in this video, I'm going to show you the tool, run you through the web interface and the app, and show you how amazing of a tool it really is. And the tool is called getquin, and it basically tracks all your assets in real time. And the amazing thing is that you can track over 800,000 assets. I mean, most likely, chances are that one of your assets is part of getquin, and it's really cool. And I'll show you in a second how easy it is to integrate it. So I'll walk you through the web interface and the app, how I use it, and integrate it with my own brokers and various investments. But in a nutshell, you can see a really nice, very clean interface, which I really like. All your assets in one place. So it's not just stocks. You might have crypto, right? You might have cash, you might have real estate and other things. So he can really track your overall net worth, which is really cool, especially for dividends as well. I'm a big dividend growth stock investor. So for me, it's really nice to see that they really place importance on that. Then you can also benchmark your investment to other portfolios, which, sometimes can be good if you outperform it. If you underperform it, well, it's a bit of a reality check. Then, of course, you get deeper insights into your portfolio that you wouldn't get with some other website out there, and even on your own broker. I'm mostly using interactive brokers, and while they have a lot of data out there, sometimes it can be so overwhelming. And here, they really simplify things. And once again, I love that it is across different brokers, so I can really see individually each broker performance or aggregate it. I'll show you in a second how that works. And lastly, which you may or may not like, it's an investment community. So it's really interactive. It's almost like a social media for investors, which again, I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't use myself. So you can either use it or you don't use it. It's really up to you. You're not forced to use it. You can stay private and just follow the conversation if you want to about a particular stock or investment strategy, etc. So honestly, I really love that they have this aspect, and it's up to you if you want to participate or not. So if you want to get started on getquin, either scan the QR code on the screen or click on the link in the description below. You'll be taken to this page over here. Just sign up with your Google, Apple, Facebook, or create your own login details, and you're off to the races. And for the most part, it's actually free and you can do a lot of things. Now, later on, you may want to upgrade to a pay plan, and the cost for it depends. Sometimes they run some offers, but usually it's not more than 2 coffees a month, which in my eyes is really worth the money, especially if your investment portfolio starts getting bigger and you really want to make sure you track your investments well and have a global view of how things are going, right? Because otherwise we sometimes get lost. So just sign up, nothing to lose, free of charge. And if you like it and you want to get more insights, etc., then definitely I can recommend you to upgrade to the pay plan, which is the plan I'm on and the plan I'm going to be showing you in this video. All right, there we have it. That's the dashboard. Once you logged in and registered, obviously your might be empty in the beginning, but I'll show you a very easy way how you can start adding your portfolios to getquin. But just to start off with for now, you can see here very clearly outlined my portfolio. And what I really love right away, I can see the aggregate portfolio. If you only have one broker connected, of course, in the beginning, it will only show that. Aggregated means basically it adds up all your various holdings. As you can see right now, I have actually 3 that I'm tracking: my interactive brokers account, my trading 212, and my Trade Republic stockbroker. So various holdings, obviously my biggest one being interactive brokers. So I could only look at that over here, or I could see at the aggregate and see how my overall portfolio is doing. And that's already so powerful, because in the past, I would have to go into each individual broker and see how my results are doing. And when people ask me, Kai, how are your investments doing? Since the beginning of time, honestly, I really struggled, because I would have to go into each individual broker and add up all the performance. Now I just go into getquin, go into aggregated, click max, and boom, I will see that since I started investing, well, so far I lost 13 euros. So I may not be the investment guru out there, but again, I'm a long-term investor. I'll show you also about my dividends. That's something I'll be really planning to build up, the passive income over time. So I'm not in the rush, and I'm really happy with the results overall. And it's always a question of time, right? When I look for the year-to-date results, it's a different story. I'm up 2,200 euros. Obviously, we had a bumpy road the last few years, but now for the year-to-date at least, I'm doing very well, which is nice to see. But be it as it may, this is not about investment advice, but more about the platform. So from here, you can do a few things. Obviously, as I said, once you're starting off, you can just click on Add Portfolio. And from here, you see already a number of popular brokers out there that you can easily add. So a lot of you watching are obviously also using interactive brokers. So that's very easy to add. You just click on it, and then you can either have an automatic connection or manual import. Now, manual import, I wouldn't recommend it, because then you would have to export your numbers from interactive brokers, import them here if you wanted to. I much prefer automatic connection, which is really cool. You just click on it, it will pop up a box, and then it will ask you to enter your interactive broker's login details. Just do that over here. And as you can see over here, it goes through flanks. Now you can learn more about them over here, but basically it's similar to Plate. international payment providers that have two-way communication with different banks and brokers. If you give them their details, they cannot actually do anything on your account. They can just read the data, which you need to have in order to have auto synchronization. It can read your last transaction, etc., and display it. So really there's nothing to worry about. You can just enter it over here, and once it's done once, you're good to go, and it will start reading all your transactions from interactive brokers. But as I said, they have also many others like Trading212, Trade Republic, Coinbase, DeGiro. You can click on brokers over here and really have a huge list, even Revolut, eToro. So most of the big ones are out there. So far, sadly not Lightyear. Hopefully they'll be added soon, but honestly, this list keeps on growing, and they're adding more and more brokers and other exchanges and asset classes, which is really great to see. But as I said, what I love about getquin, it's not just about stocks, but also crypto, for example, your exchanges. So you can see a lot of other exchanges that you can potentially add here as well, which is really cool. But not just exchanges. Maybe you have your crypto on your wallet, which is probably a wise thing to do. Then you will see here also a number of wallets that you can connect. And that list also keeps on getting longer every time. So really nice to see that. And lastly, something really interesting, and I haven't seen many other platforms do, is alternative assets, which is really cool. And you can see a number of those, such as cash, right? Because you might be holding a lot of cash, which in times we're in right now with such a high interest, probably makes sense to have some money in cash and accumulating some saving interest. Then you can add it over here as well. Real estate, right? Real estate, in my case, is my biggest part of my investments. So why not track it? Right now I don't, but if I wanted to, it's very easy. And again, simplified, not overly complicated. I can just have a buy or sell. I can have a description, transaction date, the purchase price, and the current value. So once in a while, obviously, it can't auto update because, it doesn't know your property directly. But once in a while, every 6 months, you might go in yourself, research what are houses in the neighborhood selling for, and then just update. So you kind of track it as well. So you can really see how you'll be able to track your overall net worth, not just your stocks. And for me, that's really, really powerful because honestly, right now, I mostly do it on a Google Sheet, which is not too bad, but definitely not the best way. But I think if you really dedicate yourself to getquin and start tracking everything, it can really give you a holistic picture of how your investments are doing overall. But even more, things like NFTs, commodities, P2P loans, which is also popular with investors online, art, life insurance, cars, jewelry, startups, collectibles, and other things. So really a whole host of things that you can track. As I said, over 800,000 assets right now that you can track, and the list keeps on growing. Going back into my portfolio dashboard, you can see here a few things that you can do. Obviously, first of all, you can hide or show your portfolio balance, and you can also quickly change from absolute to percentage, because sometimes you want to see in terms of percentage how your overall portfolio has been doing, which is really nice to do. And once again, you can do this individually for each of your various brokers out there that you have. And then one more thing you can do over here, if you click into the gear icon over there, you can choose to include or exclude certain things from your aggregate account. In case I don't want to have Trading212, which maybe I don't want to have, I could take it out or I could leave it in. It's really up to you how you want to do it. But in my case, I want to have it in, so I'm going to have it enabled, and then I can see all of them. Another really cool thing, as I mentioned, you can compare yourself to a benchmark. So let's say year-to-date performance, and then I'm going to click add benchmark over here, and then I can choose from a whole host of different benchmarks, either individual stocks or portfolios, indices, ETFs, stocks, or even crypto. So really, really love that. But most likely a lot of you want to compare yourself to some famous indexes. So let's choose, for the sake of this exercise, the S&P 500. So just click on this and it will analyze your performance of your entire portfolio or selected portfolio versus the S&P 500 in this case. And you can see here overall how you've been doing, etc. You can add some more. So really nice, easy way to quickly see how am I doing versus the market. Then if I scroll down over here, you can see all the various positions. And for this exercise, let's just focus on my interactive brokers holding over there. And you can see all the various holdings I have. If I click on show more, I can see the entire list, which is in real time updated with my actual portfolio that I have in interactive brokers. And I can either see the positions by all time or for the intraday, which is right now, which I really like, because this way, what I can do, for example, I can filter by P&L, and I'd like to buy my stocks on a day where I have the biggest red on a particular holding that I already have and love. So in case today there hasn't been a major drop, but sometimes I can see a drop of a particular stock that I already have and want more of by, let's say, 2-3%, I will definitely be buying that rather than one of the stocks, for example, realty income, which is slightly up today. I wouldn't want to be buying realty income today because it's up on the day, right? Long term, it doesn't make a huge difference, but it's just a psychological thing because I dollar cost average every single week. So that's a really easy way for me to do that. I can also select by position, which is my biggest holding right now. And you can obviously see the S&P 500 right now, the VUSA, followed by realty income and others. So a really nice way to see your entire portfolio, but again, not so overwhelming how it is actually on interactive brokers. So for me, a much better easier way to see those things. And then obviously from here, I can also very easily go into a particular stock that I want to do. Let's say realty income, I'll click into this. I could do the same things that I could do on the main screen. I could, for example, add a benchmark, compare my individual stock holding performance versus that. I see immediately a few key financials over here, again, without being overwhelming. If I really want to deep dive into it, of course, I can go back into Interactive Brokers, which does have more insights, or Seeking Alpha, which is my research tool of choice. So you could do that. But again, the point of it is not to be too overwhelming, right? Because sometimes I just want to see a few key parameters, and honestly, they really focus on the most important ones, which are like then a few pricing indications, but I never follow those because, anyone can come up with predictions and analyst ratings. It's nice to see, but at the same time, I don't base myself on that. And then, as I mentioned before, you really have this cool social aspect to it where people can really comment on particular stocks and companies in general. So it's really nice. People share their opinions, they put their comments and exchange thoughts. So sometimes you really get some interesting points of view. And, if you wanted to engage with them, you can comment, you can like, etc. So I really like that aspect of it. But again, you don't have to follow it if you don't want to. You can also just go straight into dividends. And I really love how they easily displayed, for example, the growth, right? The 3-year growth, 5-year growth, 10-year growth of the dividends, the monthly payout frequency. So all the things that you need to know, they really know what to focus on. You can see the dividend history, how much they've been paying, and then more particularly also your individual dividend history, because I've been holding it already. So you can see here every month, they pay every single month, which is one of the reasons I love realty income. And you can see here how my dividends have been improved. Back in March 23, I only got 73 cents. Now I'm getting $17 every single month from them because obviously my portfolio size and holding of realty income has also increased. So really, really nice. Love that. And lastly, you can click on the portfolio tab over here and have a few more insights about your performance. Once again, dividends and latest transactions in general, any buys and sells of the particular company. So really, that's all I need to know about it. Once again, if I want even more deeper insights, I could go into my Interactive Brokers account and do that over here. But just on the go, and I'll show you in a second on the app as well, I could see that. And that's all I need to know to feel comfortable, my investments are doing well, and to continue investing them or not, or sell, whatever I have to. It really allows me to have that eagle eye perspective on my overall holdings and investments. So yeah, obviously you could do this with all your positions. And then we go down to the dividends. And as you might know, I'm a really passionate dividend investor, and I made a few videos about this already in the past. But really, I love the fact that they really focus on this, because a lot of the asset trackers, they always kind of put dividends aside. Even on Interactive Brokers, it's really difficult to know how much dividends you're going to be getting from them. So I like that they really made it so easy and really front and center over here. So you can easily see it, total dividends received all time, my dividend yield, my yield on cost, and the compound annual growth rate. And then you can even go into specific years. So if I look at all time, I can really see how my dividends have been growing. Obviously, when I started in 21, I made 14 euros in dividends, then 22, 146. This year will be 508. And next year, if I wouldn't buy any more stocks, 937 euros. But guess what? I will continue to invest every single week. Finally, I'll be crossing the 4-figure annual dividend income, which is really exciting. And that number over the years will only continue to grow. So for me, that's really exciting to see that snowball compounding effect kicking in over time. And you can really easily track it, which is really nice. So you can see for 24, the numbers, what is forecast, etc. But if I wanted to go into 23, I can also see by month. So how much I've been paid out already, plus how much is coming up. So in December, most likely I'll be getting 107 euros in dividends for that month, which is the highest ever I got so far, which is really nice. And you can also see here, certain things are already announced, so that's confirmed, and the amounts, etc. Some of them are forecasted because they already have an idea how much they'll be paying out. So really nice how well they display it. It's so easy and intuitive, and also motivating as an investor to see how your dividends are growing over time, even the dividend growth year on year, not just by investing more, but also how the company increases their dividend payout. You can see that over here, which is so nice to see. And as a dividend investor, really motivating. You could also change the view over here if you click on calendar, and you can see which companies are paying you when. So it's up to you how you want to change it. But yeah, overall, really, really nice. And I love the way it shows. Then you also have a sold section, so you can see all the stocks that you have sold or partially sold. So that's also nice to track. So even if stocks are out, but it's good to see, how your performance was there when you held it and how long you were holding it for. So that's really nice because sometimes you forgot about them. So it's good to also go back and reflect about those as well. Or you can just hide it. And lastly, you have all your various transactions, buy, sell, dividends, etc. that you can see. So you can really know what's happening in your account. Because once again, in Interactive Brokers, for example, it's really quite painful to have such a view. I can't really get such a view easily. And that's painful because the broker is amazing overall, but interface not so much. So now using Interactive Brokers in conjunction with getquin makes life so much easier. Then we get some more insights over here on the allocations. We can click either directly over here, or we can click on show more, and it will pull up this chart over here. and then I can get some more insights. I believe this is a feature of the premium setting, as are some others, but really good insights as well. So in general, you can see what type of investments do you have, mostly stocks, ETFs. If I was to add my cash or real estate into here, that will be all reflected in that chart as well. Positions as well, I can see here all my various holdings, then the regions where I'm invested in, of course, the sectors I have, the assets itself. Once again, right now, I'm fully into equity. That's the only part I'm tracking. I'm not tracking my real estate at this stage, but I might as well in the near future. Then the various countries where I'm invested in, which is also good to see, to show if you are diversified enough or not. So that's good, because if you're really concentrated only in one single country, it might be a little bit risky or not. It's up to you. But yeah, that's a nice at a glance to know where you actually invested in. And of course also the currency. Are you holding different currencies? Are you only invested in euros, dollars? So that's nice to see and to know as well. And another really cool feature I like is the overall performance analysis. So let's click into show more over here. Here you can really deep dive into your overall performance. You can either do it by year. So if I click into 23, I can see by months, which month has been good. January has been good performance where I made some money, then again February down. So you can really easily analyze which month was good, which wasn't. You can also change the display. If you would prefer to have a heat map, you could do this as well. You could have a line chart if you like that more. So really intuitive way how you can visualize the performance of your investments. Let's go back to all time. And I can see also the capital invested overall, my total capital investments, and then the price gains I made from it, the dividends I made from it. As you saw before, that's my total dividends that I earned so far from all my investments, and the realized losses that I had so far. And lastly, also transaction costs are being tracked. Other than that, you can of course click on your homepage over here, which will take you to the social feed. You can see the most trending today in terms of most traded, highest turnover, and get a deep dive and better understanding of what people are talking about, what they're trading, etc. Of course, you can also look for any stocks over here. If you want to look for a stock that you don't have in your portfolio yet, let's say you want to read up on Nvidia, just click on that, and then you can see all the insights over there. Then of course you have the star item over here. So this is your watch list where you can put any asset that you want to track, and you can choose to get notified about any price movements about the stock or not. And lastly, you have all your notifications over here. Then you can click on your profile where you can do a few changes. Of course, you can always choose light mode as well, which will make it all in white, but I always prefer dark mode. So let's go back into that. And you can update your profile and a few settings as well. So really straightforward, not too much, not too little, just enough information for me as an investor to stay on top of investments and make educated decisions. Very simple and easy to use on the browser. Next, as I mentioned to you, let's look at the mobile app experience. Right, so to download, it's very easy. Just click on my link and you'll be taken right to the Apple or Google Play Store. So it's very easy. Just register, download it, and you're good to go. But you can see down here, getquin app. And they mentioned to me soon they will have widgets over there as well, because a lot of people ask me, what is my widget over there, the top left corner? That's right now Yahoo Finance, which I'm not really using anymore because I really have to update it manually. And it's not really nice. That's pretty much most of my crypto holdings. So soon getquin will also get widget updates. So that's really cool. Then you can see without even opening the app, how's your total portfolio balance. So that'll be really cool. Right, but let's look at the app. Let's open it up over here. And boom, there you have it. And basically the same as you have on the browser, you will have it on your app, which I really love. It makes it so seamless. On the go, I can just see how my various portfolios are doing, which I really love. Once again, I can click on aggregated to see all of it, or in my case, in the active brokers, which is anyways my biggest holding. I can quickly change the view, how my performance is doing for the various time periods, and I could add positions, add transactions. But as I said, since it's auto synchronized, I don't have to do any manual work, which I really love. I want to remove as much friction as possible, and that way it's all taken care of. I just have to buy my stocks on the active brokers or broker of my choice, and I know that immediately it will be updated to my getquin portfolio, which is really cool. The various positions I have here since buy, I can click that. I can once again change that to the daily trend, relative return, etc. So let's click on daily trend, and boom, I can see that over there as well. The overall performance as well, I can click into show more. So basically all the things that you can do on your browser, you can also do on the phone, which is really nice. Again, dividends, which is so nice. Once again, I couldn't do this on the active brokers. Here, I can see right away what is coming up. What is my next dividend payment? Click on show more. I can really have a deep dive into my dividends. Click on 23. And then boom, for December, I can see what is coming up, who's going to pay me, when, etc. And really so nice. All the brokers should have this natively inbuilt, but actually hardly any one of them does that. So really love it, especially if you also enjoy getting dividends. You can get some deeper insights into your overall analytics, the region sectors as I've shown you before, which is really cool as well. The same for all your sold positions and overall transactions, which is nice. You can have the bell icons over here. Again, in terms of portfolio settings, I could also change the currency. So I could do this on the browser as well. In case most of your positions are in dollars, you might change your currency to dollars. So it's really up to you. You can, of course, once again, click and search for other stocks or assets over there. Click on home and you have your investing feed, so to say, your watch list over there, and lastly, your settings and profile that you can update there as well. So honestly, guys, I think by now you can see why I'm so excited about this app. As I said, I tried so many others, but all of them were missing a couple of features. None of them was as complete as getquin, and that's why I really went all in. I am on the pay plan. I connected all my various stockbrokers with that. In the future, I'll add my cryptocurrency as well, and really enjoy the app. So if you want to check out the same for yourself, then please use my link in the description below. There will be no additional cost for you, but it will help out the channel a lot if you register for any of the paid plans. Next up, check out this video over here, which YouTube thinks might be a great watch for you. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I see you in the next one. Ciao.